Hey everybody, welcome to Frannie's Square and to episode 22 of Show and Tell, where it's all about you. Okay, so first let me say thank you so much for your patience. I know it's taking me time to upload videos. I've been really busy getting some stuff done around the house. I'm still unpacking. The electrician's been here. I don't know if you can see my new lights. I wanted something girly for this place because it's my own space, and I think we achieved that. The painters are going to be starting not this next coming week, but the week after, and we've decided on a blush color for this room, which I think will be really pretty with the crystal fixtures. So I can't wait to see how that looks. I've decided to go with the white ceiling. I got so many comments that everybody thought leaving the ceiling white would be the right move, so I'm going to do that. I'm currently unpacking all of my yarn and putting it into the closet for now, because when they paint this room, they're going to need to clear it out anyway, and I don't want to put things on the shelf, so that'll take a little bit of time. I wanted to remind you, I still have the 3,000 subscriber giveaway going on. We're getting close. We're at about 2,845 subscribers, I think, last I checked. And it's 125 skeins of yarn that I'm giving away. So if you haven't entered that, I'll put a link here for the video. Go check that out. Make sure you enter. Tell your friends. Let's get everybody entering so I can send out that yarn already. And I know I said I'd be getting my mitten tutorial out. I'm almost finished filming that, so that will be going up shortly. And it's not exactly a pattern, it's more about how to make mittens to fit your hands. So it's a really easy project. I'm using only a single crochet and the chain stitch. And the reason that I do that is because I think with the single crochet, you get a tighter knit and a warmer mitten. So that should be airing very shortly. Okay, so let's get to all of your projects. The first submissions come from SD McDaniel, and if you remember, she had made me that beautiful bracelet with the stitch markers on it. Well, she's come out with a few line of stitch markers, and I'm going to show them to you now. The first set of stitch markers are the heart stitch markers that you saw on my bracelet, and SD is calling that her Hearts a Sparkle set. The next set is from what she's calling her Flowers in Bloom collection. And the first set is in autumn colors, so she's calling them the Autumn Beauties. The next set is in soft pastel colors, and she's calling them Springtime Fresh. And the last set is a design she created, and she has no idea what to call them yet. So if you have any ideas, feel free to list them in the comments below. I'm sure SD will be reading the comments. Next, she sent me pictures of what she's calling her Winter Dreams poncho. And I love that it has the little neck piece as well. So pretty. Love those colors. Love how the V comes to the center with the stripes of color and the border on that. Really pretty. And she said she's hoping to have a pattern for this poncho in her Etsy shop sometime this year. And I will attach a link to SD's Etsy shop in the description below. Thank you for sending all of those in, SD. The next submissions come from Marie Parry, who also has an Etsy shop, and I will be including her shop in the link below. And I did my best to download the pictures she sent. Some of them I could download, some of them I couldn't. So make sure you check out her shop. Okay, take a look. So basically what I did was I took screenshots of some of Marie's work, which is absolutely beautiful. These blankets are in her Etsy shop. She has patterns, and it looks like you get several patterns with each purchase. So I'm just going to show the different blankets that I took pictures of, and you can just see how gorgeous the stitches she uses and the colors she uses are. And again, you can go check out her Etsy shop and all of her projects. Thank you for sending those in, Marie. Absolutely beautiful work. The next projects are from Linda Hoffland. Take a look. Linda says, "Hi Frannie, I enjoy seeing your show and tell Sundays. I decided to join in. I am a new knitter. I can only knit and purl and cannot read a pattern. Emma Potter at Potter and Bloom shared a tutorial for her ribbon gather hat. Also a free pattern on Ravelry and her blog. This is the second one I made. It's Lion Brand, Heartland Tweed in Gray. I might add a pom-pom, but I like it plain too. My New Year's resolution is to knit a hat each week of 2022. I am an avid crocheter and post many of my makes on Ravelry. I love to make blankets. Also, make 200 hats and scarves each year that are donated to various charities." That is so nice, Linda. And then I asked her to send in some of her crocheted stuff as well, so she sent me a few of her prayer shawls. Here they are. So pretty. Thank you so much for sending those things in, Linda. And good luck on your New Year's resolution to make a hat each week. The next submissions come from Pat Taylor, and Pat won one of my very first giveaways. I believe it was the giveaway that went with the eye candy granny tutorial. If you haven't seen that tutorial, I'll put a link here. That was a lot of fun. And she actually made a project with her winnings. So take a look. This first project, she said, "The hat is from your tutorial made with the faux fur. The cowl is single crocheted with one of my mother's antique pins. Hope you're staying warm. It's 20 degrees here tonight and we have light snow." Well, it is very cold here today, so I am going to pull out my fur hat when I go outside. The next one, she said, "I made this purse out of the ice yarns I won in your giveaway." And I believe that was the Elite Baby yarn that was in that eye candy granny tutorial. That yarn was so soft, I really loved working with it. She said, "It's my own design. The handles were purchased from Amazon. Thank you so much for your wonderful giveaway. Love your new home, and Einstein is a beautiful dog." Thank you, Pat. We love Einstein. He is just a wonderful, wonderful family member. The next submissions come from Rhonda Silverton, and if you remember in the last show and tell video, she had submitted a cute little jacket that she made for her grandson, and it was lined and it had a teddy bear in it. She also had done some Mario Brothers projects and Yoshi projects, really, really creative stuff. Well, Rhonda and I have been talking, and she's decided to start her own channel, which I think is a great idea. It's called Creative Crochet with Rhonda, and I'll put a link below so you can go over and check her out. I'm sure she's going to have a lot of great projects on her channel. All right, so let's take a look at these submissions. These first submissions are of hats and cowls that Rhonda made, and she said that the first video of mine that she had seen was my review on Hobie Carnival yarn. And if you saw that video, I mentioned that I didn't really like the way the yarn striped up, and so I doubled the yarn and got an effect that I liked better. And she said that was helpful, and she actually used that technique, and she found you could do it two ways, either using 2 skeins of yarn or by doubling up the yarn by taking the inside strand and the outside strand together from one skein and using those. And you can see how beautiful her hat and scarf set in that carnival yarn came out. She said she made these hats with carnival yarn, and she took my advice and doubled up the yarn for the beautiful effect. Way better than the one strand, which creates a striping effect, which isn't nearly as nice. She made the pom-pom with the clover pom-pom maker, and the set looks gorgeous on her daughter-in-law. That's so nice. She said, "I made the second set for a friend who looked after my beloved ragdoll cat, Brandy, when we were away in September. I asked her what color she likes and then used all 3 in this triple-stranded cowl. The hat is the rustic slouch pattern by Rebecca Langford at yarnandchai.com. I used worsted weight 100% acrylic yarn, which by using 3 strands in the cowl gave it that lush, cozy, warm, extra chunky look. The button I used on the hat was a little treasure I found amongst a package of random buttons in a pack I purchased in the craft section of our local Dollarama store. This is a Canadian chain with a tempting craft section. I never leave that store without going down that aisle. For the sweater, I used the pattern Senge on a Baby Cardigan by KAME Crochet. I added the star applique and the pom-pom detailing, which I attached with a simple chain stitch rope, and I used my Clover pom-pom maker. I just felt this sweater needed a little something to give it a complete look. I also added these pretty mint green buttons, which I purchased at Fabricland. The hat is the single crochet bobble stitch and Napoli hat pattern by Veronica Cromwell at bluestarcrochet.com. I added the star appliques and pom-poms made with my Clover pom-pom maker to create that coordinated fun look for the matching mommy/baby set. I designed the cowl with matching stitches to coordinate with the baby sweater. Notice the pretty star stitches in this pattern. It's easy to do once you get going on it. For this cowl, I doubled up on the white and gray yarn to coordinate with the weight of the green yarn. For this set, I used Lion Brand Pound of Love white, which is worsted or weight for 100% acrylic, Red Heart Amore, Earl Grey 4 weight, 100% polyester, and Premier Puzzle yarn in the colorway Dominoes, which is 5 weight, 100% acrylic. All are machine washable and dryable. I actually really love how this turned out in the end. When I was making the sweater, I frogged it halfway down because I originally added more striping with the white, and I just wasn't liking the way it was turning out. So I frogged it up quite a bit and limited the striping to just the 2, and wow, so much better. And the cute green pom-poms are like the cherry on the cake. A small little added fun detail, I bought the Red Heart Amore yarn at a Dollarama in Nova Scotia when I was visiting in September. It doesn't matter where I am, I can't pass up the craft aisle in Dollarama, and sometimes there are some pretty good finds. This yarn is so soft and squishy and will be so nice against the baby's skin. Well, those are absolutely adorable projects, Rhonda, and I wish you the best of luck on your channel. Everybody go check her out. The next project is from our regular Lisa Mayan. She wrote, "It was so wonderful to see you back today. What a lovely bunch of subscribers." That was from the last show and tell, and I totally agree. We have the best subscribers here. "I have been working on a pair of slippers for my sister. She paid for the pattern from MJ's Off the Hook and bought the yarn and buttons. It's called Done in a Day, 3 weeks later, and I watched the tutorial a few times too. I had problems getting the size right. My sister is getting leather or suede patches to sew on the bottom. My hands couldn't manage that part. Well, these look absolutely adorable. I love the buttons on them. They're going to be a really comfortable pair of slippers. Thank you for sending that in, Lisa. The next pictures were sent in by Joyce Newton. Take a look. She said, "Good morning, Frankie." That's one of my nicknames. "I am so happy for you getting moved before the snow came. I have to share 2 Christmas gifts my daughter made for me, and her daughter's name is Rebecca Howell. She makes purses and bags part-time, and I keep her busy. I've been using some of my old bags from her for my projects. Well, I have to show you my new ones. The first has lots of pockets and is great." That is awesome. So pretty. The second one, my mother made the inserts that are different shapes and have crewel work. The blue jean material is from an old pair of my husband's pants. I am in my late 70s and I don't know how long ago my mother did those. I am so sorry for such a long email. That is not long. No worries. Happy New Year, and I look forward to more of your videos. That's awesome, and what great crewel work your mother did. I love the idea of using old jeans. Awesome. Thank you so much for sending those pictures in, Joyce. The next submissions come from Cheryl Walsh. Take a look. She said, "Hi, Frannie. It's so good to see you back again and to see everyone's creations. I've got a few submissions this week. 1. 13 beanies and a scarf. The left column of stocking stitch beanies and the scarf are knitted, while the other beanies are crochet. Some of them are using Crystal's chocolate bonbon pattern. Some are mine, and others I don't remember where I found the pattern. The chocolate bonbon is my favorite pattern for beanies. 2. This sweet little stroller blanket was knitted using Premier Yarns Bloom. I had to play around with the stitch count to get it to stripe like this. I was hoping to make a larger cot blanket, but the stripes just wouldn't cooperate. It's a simple stocking stitch blanket with a moss stitch border. So sweet. The final knitted item is another scarf. I was learning and practicing the bee stitch, not intending to make anything. Most the tutorials said it was easier to learn if you use 2 colors, so I grabbed a partially used skein of Hobie's Horizon in Rainforest and paired it with Hobie's Amigo in Violet. After quite a few rows, I was pleasantly surprised at the color pattern that was forming. The further I went, the more I liked what I was seeing, and before I knew it, I had a scarf. The fabric curled quite a bit, so I added 2 rows of half double crochet as a border, and that made the fabric lay flat. I never know how to photograph scarves, so my son, who's visiting while on mid-semester break from university, modeled it for me. I really like how the colors and stitch pattern came together. I'll be making more of these, I think. That came out so nice, and that's so nice of your son to model it. 4. I finally finished the Doris Day blanket pattern by Kerry Jane Designs. I completed the 98 whole hexagons plus 12 half hexagons way back in May 2021, and it sat on my craft table for months and months. I know how that is. I just couldn't bring myself to join all those hexagons. In November, I gave myself a good talking to and told myself that if I wasn't going to commit to finishing the project, what was the point of starting it? Suitably chastised, I started to sew it all together, and what surprised me most was that I thoroughly enjoyed the process. It turned out to be much easier than I expected, and I love the result. I will definitely make another Doris Daisy blanket. Well, I really love that story because I'm sure so many of us have gone through that and had to push ourselves to get something done, only to finally realize we enjoyed doing it. And that blanket came out great. Thank you so much for sending those in, Cheryl. The next submissions are from Stacey Horton. She said, "Hi, Frannie, please show my FOs in your next episode of Show and Tell. First, a blue lace cardie from Yarnspirations. Free pattern made with Ice Yarns Lorena. That is absolutely beautiful. I love the detailing, and the edging on that is just so feminine. Second, beach cover-up pants made for my daughter. Yarn is Premier's Cotton Fair. Pattern is based on YouTube video by Naomi Marie." Adorable. I love those as well. What a great idea with the black and white. The Afghan is a corner-to-corner stitch with baby ombre yarn from Ice, the softest acrylic I have ever felt. I made it for my other daughter. Wow, I'm going to have to try that. The colors are gorgeous, and I love soft yarn. I'm going to have to look that up and try it. Really beautiful. Thank you so much for sending those in, Stacey. The next submissions come from Samantha Jefferson, and the first one just cracked me up. She said she's finishing 3 blankets as well, and will send them as soon as she finishes. But the first is a cozy, and it was a joke gift. How funny is that with the bikini top? Oh my gosh, cracked me up. And it was made with Pound of Love yarn. The poncho was done with Caron stripes. And the last is a hat. She didn't send a description of it, but it's a very pretty hat in nice neutral colors. Thank you for sending those in, Samantha. The next projects are from Deanna Stith. Take a look. The first project, she said, is my beach bag from Mexico, and it's done. I love it. My son is getting married at a resort, Riviera Maya, in February. We are all going to have a blast. I made it big enough to carry everything, LOL. I love it. Love the colors. Next, she said, the pillows were my first crack at mosaic crochet. The Afghan was my very first many years ago. As you can tell, I love color. I do too. I think it's eye candy. And I think your mosaic pillows came out great. Next, She said, in the process of making mittens for the first time, wish me luck that they match, LOL. That's the hard part. I like to do the first mitten and write down my numbers and then just copy what I did for the second mitten. Love the color of that Unforgettable. Unforgettable is one of my favorite yarns. Beautiful, beautiful colorways. Next, she said, I made my boyfriend Mark a new sweater out of Lion Brand Scarfie. Just kind of winged it, but I think it turned out pretty nice. He is wearing it 24 hours a day. LOL, I guess he likes it. That's awesome. And I love that he loves it so much and is wearing it. What a great idea to make that out of Scarfie. Next, she said, I made 5 of these for Christmas this year. 1 for myself and Mark, and 2 for our dogs, and 1 for our kitty. Super bulky yarn. They whipped up quickly. I also added beads and wooden name tags, but forgot to take pics of them completed. Adorable, and it's so great that you made them for your pets as well. Then, get ready to get jealous, ladies. She sent pictures of her yarn room. Take a look at how much yarn Deanna has. She says she needs an intervention. I got to just say, I'm a little bit jealous here. And I love how the cat is sitting next to the yarn and not bothering to play with it. My daughter's puppy was here and he got all tangled up in the yarn. It was so adorable. He loved it. He was running around and rolling and it was just tangling and tangling. So sweet. Thank you so much for sending in those pictures, Deanna. And the final submission comes from Sharon Densmore, and it sounds like her entire family and friend group is going to be wearing Cranford cardigans. Take a look. She said, hi, Frannie. I'm going to be able to do this pattern in my sleep. This is the 4th one. It is for my son's mother-in-law for her birthday. It is made with the Mega Acrylic in Burgundy from Hobie. I am working on a pullover for myself right now. So happy that your move is over for you. Thank you, Sharon. Well, thank you, Sharon. Although the move's over, there's still a lot to be done, but it is exciting. And you have got to be the most experienced at this sweater by now. So if anybody has any questions, I'm going to just refer them to you. Thank you so much for sending that in. It came out really beautiful. So that was everybody's submissions. Thank you so much for sending them in. And if you'd like to be part of the show and tell, please feel free to send pictures and descriptions of your work to my email address at franniesquare@gmail.com. Everybody just enjoys seeing each other's work, and it's really so awesome to see all the creativity out there. Okay, remember, don't forget to sign up for the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. Look for the mitten tutorial that will be coming up. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Remember to make it your own, and I'll see you soon.